They say, the heart is a traveler, it goes where it finds warmth. Even if the road leads to fire. In Africa, we believe. The river that forgets its source will dry in the heat. But what happens when love and blood flow in the same stream? This is the story of a woman who had it all. Money, power, beauty. Yet, she longed for one thing she could not buy. Love and affection. Here is the true life story of Monica Clement, a woman carved out of ambition and polished with gold. 48 years old, American by passport, but African by birth, Nigerian roots. Hidden deep like secrets under the soil. Her life was the kind that made others dream, luxurious lifestyles, cars, properties abroad. Yet, in the silence of her penthouse, loneliness dripped louder than rain on a tin roof. She had power, but no one to whisper her name in the dark. Monica came to US as an ambitious immigrant. With the American dream in mind, she struggled to get by until she found her big break in real estate, from earning commissions to owning her own properties, and now a global corporation. Overzealous and goal-getter young lady, who really have time for anything else aside work, meetings and scanty vacations just to rejuvenate. And then came Somto in her life. A name that rolled off her tongue like music. 26 old guy, handsome in a way that makes women forget their prayers. They met online when Monica posted one of her vacation pictures. One comment led to a chat to a video call, and then, something strange, something forbidden, began to grow. Somto became her sleeping pills. For 2 years, they lived in a world of screens. She sent him gifts, shoes that cost more than some men's salaries, watches that could buy a plot of land in Lekki. And he sent her words. Sweet words. Words that painted her heart in colors she thought had faded forever. Now, after months of planning, Monica was on her way to Nigeria. Her reason? Love. Her secret? The world must never know. They say, when the drum beats too loud, something is about to break. But who hears the drum when the music of desire is playing? The first time she saw him, her heart stumbled. Somto stood by the hotel entrance, tall, carved like a warrior, smile bright enough to shame the sun. For a moment, time bent. She was 18 again, in love for the first time. He kissed her hand, and her skin burned with a hunger she had buried for years. In that touch, there were no screens, no distance, only flesh, only heat. They spent the evening in the city, the glow of Victoria Island's lights. The rhythm of Afrobeat in the air. They laughed, they danced, they spoke of everything and nothing. And in the quiet of her suite, when the world had gone to sleep, their bodies spoke a language older than time. But then, the first shadow appeared. A name, he called her Hilda by mistake. She laughed it off, a slip of the tongue, perhaps, or is he seeing someone else, but inside, a cold wind blew. Later, as they were relaxing on the balcony, on a soft sofa with beautiful skyline and romantic atmosphere, Monica laid on his warmth body with her eyes lost in the awe of love. As she kissed him, she traced the lines of his body, her eyes caught it, a tattoo. Small, almost hidden, on his shoulder. A single word, hope. Her breath stopped. Her daughter, no, not daughter. The child she once bore, she named him Hope before the papers took him away. Before the pain of that day carved a hole in her heart. Could it be coincidence? Or was the universe whispering to her? She smiles and relaxes back onto him as if nothing happened. Monica tried to bury the thought. But the mind, like a stubborn goat, always returns to the yam it wants. At dinner, she asked about his family. His answers were smooth, too smooth. Mother? Dead. Father? Gone before he could walk. Raised by an aunt in Asaba. Nothing unusual. Nothing, but the dates. The dates danced in her head like restless spirits. She returned to her suite that night with a heart heavy as iron. And there, in the glow of the city, the memories came back, the night she was 17. The shame of a swollen belly, the man who left, the mother who wept. The child she gave up in a clinic, that smelled of bleach and secrets. A boy born under the harmattan sky. A boy she named Hope. A young Monica in tears, signing papers, a baby's cry fading into silence. The next morning, she searched. Old emails. Adoption records. Anything. And then, like a knife to the chest, she found it, the name of the woman who adopted him. Her name was Uju, the same name Samto had tattooed in tiny letters beneath Hope. The drumbeat grew louder. Her mind screamed what her heart feared. Could the man who kissed her lips be the child who once kissed her breast? They say, when you hide a truth in the earth, it will rise like a tree. And when it rises, its branches will pierce the sky. She confronted him. Her voice shook, but her eyes were fire. She asked questions no lover should ask. He answered with laughter at first, until the laughter broke into silence, and then, the truth bared its teeth. Yes. He was adopted. Yes. He searched for his roots. And the real truth was unveiling. His mother was not dead, she was only dead in his world but alive in reality. Yes, his birth mother was called Monica. The sound of a heartbeat echoes. In that moment, the world tilted. Desire turned to dust, love curdled into horror. They stood there, two souls entangled in a web spun by fate, choking on a truth too bitter to swallow. She wanted to scream. She wanted to run. But her legs were stone. Her heart was ash. And he looked at her not as a lover now, but as a thief. A thief of his innocence. A thief of his peace. They say, when the hawk and the eagle meet in the sky, one must fall. And that day, something fell, not a body, but a heart. Two hearts, shattered like glass. Monica left Lagos the next day. No goodbye, no message. Only silence. She returned to her empire of glass and gold, but inside, she was a ruin. A joy that turned out to be forbidden. And Samto? He carried the weight too, the scar of a love that was never meant to be. In Africa, we say, the child who does not know where the rain began to beat him will not know where it dried. Secrets are like shadows, they follow us, even in the dark. Monica learned too late that the past we bury will always rise again. Some truths are too heavy for love to carry.